Hello, it's that time again. Another Liverpool video, another month, another international break. Thought I'd do a quick update. Gonna do something slightly different. This time I'm going to work backwards rather than going back to the last game that I've not talked about. I'm going to speak about the latest one, which was obviously that massive, huge match at home to Manchester City. Absolutely amazing game. Can't believe it. We've actually beaten Man City at home. That massive Anfield performance that we needed, we've done it. Kind of way 3-1 convincing winners. You get Man City fans moaning. I think obviously I was watching it on Sky. All they want to talk about is this Trent handball. Let's ignore the fact that we've scored 3 brilliant goals and let's just talk about a handball that wasn't a handball. And even if it was, the Bernardo Silva handball led to it hitting his hand. And you can't score a goal or create a goal-scoring opportunity with your hand, which if you win a penalty by hitting a ball with your hand to someone else's hand, it's handball. So either way, it's not a penalty. Even if it's a free kick to Liverpool for the initial Bernardo Silva handball, we went on to score 3 goals. They went on to score 1. Take one away, we still win the game. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Obviously started with that Fabinho goal, which was, I literally was jaw-droppingly good. What a way to open your account. I don't think he scored before. I think that was his first one. So, true Football Manager style. First goal ever pops up. And, yeah, there you go. Really, really good start on our way. Second goal, obviously, was the Salah one. I believe it was Robertson that crossed it in from the left-hand side. Obviously, Salah sort of runs in with his speed. Again, he's offside. He's not offside. They put a line there, and he wasn't offside. So, it's quite simple. All this whole, Liverpool with the VAR helping us out. You might want to watch, the other 5 goals that's gone against us VAR-wise, which I'll get onto in a bit. But, great kind of arrived at the ball, kind of angled his header into the corner, 2-0 up on our way. And then obviously Henderson down the right-hand side in the second half, crossing it in, back post. Mane, I literally have lost count of how many goals he scores with his head. It's literally more than any other part of his body. Left foot, right foot. He scores headers pretty much every game. He's unbelievable. I think I've kind of pretty much decided I'm getting him on the back of my shirt next year. I think I got him on the shirt. I got Salah last year, Mane the year before. I like to go round and about, but obviously hopefully Nike will make some nice kits, and I'll hopefully actually get maybe even all 3 this time if they're all nice colours. Like a green mint one's been touted, and I've wanted a green kit for a while. So without this crap half white and green that we did last year. So yeah, I think he's pretty much the best player on the planet at the moment. Salah's still scoring goals, creating goals. Not obviously at his form he was a couple of years ago, but as long as he's contributing to the team winning football matches. I think I saw a stat, he's scored more goals than anyone else in matches including the top 6, or been involved in more creation, i.e. assists or goals. 17 goals since start of last season, I think, in the matches between the top 6, which is unbelievable. I think if you combine Trent's and Robbo's assists over the last similar kind of period, it's more than Messi, Suarez and Neymar, or Cavani and the PSG little group that they had there as well. So everything's looking pretty rosy. 8 or 9, I think we're 9 points clear of Man City, 8 points clear of Leicester and Chelsea. So, yeah, international break, time to breathe. I think Salah and Robbo have pulled out internationally, which, they're not obviously injured. You just, that big busy period is coming up and they need a break before they go into that, any knocks and stuff. So, yeah, I think the right call to give them a bit of a break from international and get ready for this absolutely crazy period coming up from now or after the international break until the new year, pretty much. Until the FA Cup kicks in sort of early Jan. It's just a match every 3 or 4 days or less, which we'll get on to. So yeah, obviously they got one back at the end. Bernardo Silva was a great finish, to be fair. They did push a bit, but, looking at the team, you got Bravo, you got Otamendi, Stones. Actually, might not have even been in Otamendi. I think it was Stones and Fernandinho, sorry. So, yes, Angelino at left back. Where's he come from? He did it the post forward, but defensively he looked a bit suspect. So, yeah, they were there for the taking, weren't they? We needed a big performance. A draw's no good. You need to kick them while they're down. 9 points clear, going into time we come back, we're getting on for closer, rapidly approaching December. So, we can afford to drop a few here and there. I don't think Man City were going to win every game from now to the end of the season either. So, obviously, we've got to go to the Etihad. We've won at Chelsea. We've got to go to Leicester. So, there's some difficult games to come. I think we've got to go to Arsenal. So, it's not by any means over, but, give me a 9-point lead or a 9-point deficit, you know what I'm taking at the moment. So, yeah, a quick 5-minute kind of chat on the Man City game, and I'm going to kind of work my way backwards. So, one thing just before I do move on, obviously that Gomez-Sterling spat. Obviously, they came together a bit in the game, and then obviously in the England training camp, it's all kind of kicked off. Looks like it's 100% Sterling. I'm obviously going to be biased, but yeah, Gomez has got like a scratch on his face, and yeah, Sterling's kind of walked in and not really covered himself in glory. I understand it's a high pressure game, but when you're meeting up for England, get on with it, guys. You've won the title the last 2 years. It's not now or never, is it? With Man City, you're gonna win another 10 trophies probably before you retire at that club, Sterling. So I think chill out, to be honest. Gomez looks like he's handled it quite well. I mean, I'm not saying he's completely innocent. He might have rolled it up a bit, but there's no way to respond, with physical violence. So good to see that one's all nipped in the bud. I think Jordan Henderson played a good part in kind of calming things down. So that's good to see. He's really good at, being a captain in that way. He's never been my favourite football player, but the Man City game, that's one of his best I've seen. Clearly the manager said, give it everything for an hour, Jordan, and Milner will come on for the last half hour, and he did just that. He created a goal. It was everywhere. Didn't make any errors as far as I can remember. Really, really, really impressed with him, to be honest. The midfield three in that game were superb. His trusted little triangle of Fabinho, Wijnaldum and Henderson really in the big games is what we need. Ox coming on, Milner coming on to see out a game is really strong. Obviously we've got Naby as well, and we're going to need to utilise all of the squad over this next couple of months. So really good. I'll move backwards now. The game before that was obviously the Genk game in the Champions League. I mentioned that we had an extra day's rest and we were at home, so I did think that would play a part as well for the City game. But yeah, a 2-1 win, not a classic. Started off well. Genie sort of popped one in from quite close range into the roof of the net. We kind of relaxed, it got a bit easy, and then we lost concentration and Genk equalised. But yeah, Chamberlain in the second half with that really good sort of swiveled finish, getting the ball from Salah into the bottom corner. And yeah, I mean, we never really looked like not winning that game. I think we just need to start getting some clean sheets. That's still, I've said it before, we're still not getting enough, especially at home. We're winning games, don't get me wrong, but we're conceding a goal every game, which, obviously if you do that and win every game, fine. But if there's one little nitpick, we really need to start getting some clean sheets about now with, Alisson, Van Dijk, Alexander, Robertson. I mean, the partner has changed 3 times already. Gomez hasn't really stepped up. Lovren, he's looked all right lately, but, he's not going to be a first choice for the season. Matip is so injury prone, it's unreal. So I'd still personally look at maybe offloading Lovren in the summer and getting a Koulibaly. Someone like that would just be unreal. We'd be unstoppable. We're not far off already. So, yeah, that'll be good to see. So that was a good win. That put us top of the group. Napoli are next up at Anfield. I think if we win that, we qualify top of the group. So, I think we beat them there last year. Great save from Ali. 1-0 to get us through last season in that really ridiculous group that we had. But yeah, if we can beat Napoli at home, we're through. We've still got that Red Bull game away, which again is not an easy trip at all. That Eric Haaland looks an absolute baller. But hopefully, if we get the job done at home against Napoli, that will be material. It won't matter what we do there. Working back again, we had the Villa game. Oh, they like to put us on edge, don't they, this Liverpool team? Goodness me. Obviously, yeah, I mentioned about the VAR. Yeah, everyone seems to forget that Villa scored a goal that was offside that was given. We scored a goal that was onside that was disallowed. So we're 1-0 down with about 5 minutes left. Andy Robertson pops up, back post, header. Thinks he's saved a point. Boom. Take that at that point. 94th minute. What happens? Mane does it as well. Header. Standard. 2-1 win in the 94th minute. That is champions. That's the Man City of last year popping up. Sterling. How many 90-plus minute winners did Sterling get last season for Man City? That's what you got to do. That plus 2 points per game is enormous. If you get in those extra couple of points, in those last few minutes, I think we're top of that little mini table of winning goals or goals in the last 50 minutes of games. We're right up the top of that as well. So, it's these sort of things that are the difference between second and first or top 4 in a title challenge. So, Really, really, really good to see that one. Obviously, the game before that, I believe, was the Liverpool 5, Arsenal 5 Carabao Cup game. And what really grabbed the headlines, weirdly, after the game was an unbelievable 5-all draw, was the fixture congestion pile-up that's followed. So, obviously, everyone's kind of aware by now, but the next round is, I think, a day before we go to Qatar in the World Club Cup. So they were looking at, obviously, removing the fixture. But as I mentioned, there's a game every 3-4 days until basically the next round, the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. So unless they were going to literally move the quarterfinal to the semi-final date and the semi-final date delay, I don't really know what we were going to do. Klopp was sort of like, we'll just quit. We'll just pull out. So what's happened in the end is he's actually decided to play 2 games with 2 different squads in 2 different continents. I think I got that right. So obviously you think best 11, second best 11, but don't forget we're going to be taking a squad of first team players to Qatar because the final is 3 days after the semi, and we're going to be making subs. I'm not sure you have to stick to 3 subs either. So I mean, everyone that's played a Premier League game this season is going to be going to Qatar. So the actual 11 that's going to be playing against Aston Villa in the next round and staying at home. I mean, Klopp will be in Qatar. You're probably going to get, even Pep Linders will probably be in Qatar. It might be a youth team coach taking the game. You're going to have, your Kelleher's and, your Wilsons and your Brewsters, probably, half the team that played against Arsenal. And then you're probably going to have, most of the bench from that game and maybe another couple of debuts. So that's one game where we've got absolutely no chance of Villa are going to be playing a pretty strong team, even if it's the fringe players. They're going to be better than our under 17s, aren't they? So, if it's on telly, I'll watch it, of course, support the boys. But yeah, not holding out much hope for reaching the semi-finals. Maybe that's a good thing. But no, Man City seem to do it. They seem to win 3 domestic trophies. I don't see why we can't try, but maybe not this year. So yeah, when the FA Cup gets going, I think that's a bit more realistic. It's spaced out a lot more. Carabao tends to get in the way. A lot of midweek fixtures around a busy period. So Champions League's going on at the same time. So it's not ideal. But yeah, I'll talk a bit about the actual game itself. Absolutely insane. We've literally come back from 3-1 and 4-2 down and 1 on pens. So I did actually at the time look at the teams, and everyone's sort of saying, Liverpool had a lot of first team players, and not really. I think 9 of the 11 that Arsenal started with, roughly, have played in the Premier League this season. I think 4 of ours had. I think there was 3 debuts, or I think there was 2 previous appearances between sort of 5 Liverpool players that started the game. So, it's pretty embarrassing for Arsenal that they've lost to, Liverpool players that generally don't get a look in the league or Europe. I know we're not in the Europa League like Arsenal are, so, but our pretty much our second to third team have beaten Arsenal's subs and second team maybe. I know they had a few in there. I know they rested a few as well, but yeah, it's a weird one. Liverpool are going for everything, Arsenal aren't, so I don't really know why you'd play your reserves in a cup. It's pretty much your only chance of silverware. Are they going to win the Europa League? Maybe. Are they going to win the FA Cup? Possibly. But, Carabao, I think that was a big chance for a trophy for them. So, obviously everyone's seen the game, but, I'll run through it quick. Mustafi own goal, put us 1 up, which was good. Torreira equalised. Martinelli got one. Martinelli got another one. 3-1 down. Elliott ran through really well. Brought down, won a pen. Milner doesn't miss. 3-2. Maitland-Niles made it 4 to Arsenal. Lovely little back heel from Ozil, to be fair. 4-3, an absolute screamer from Chamberlain. Unbelievable finish. He's some player, and he just seems to score sort of only good goals. So yeah, if he can get a little look in, and he's going to be playing a lot more over the the Christmas period. I'm excited to see him be playing more. He's really come back into his own and found that form that he had at the end of the season. Where we lost in Kiev, where he had a really good run and a really bad injury. 4-4, Origi again, a great goal on the turn. 4-5, Willock scored a great goal. It was an unbelievable game, really. And then 5-5, the Origi bicycle kick in pretty much the last minute of the game took us to pens. Milner, Lallana, Brewster all scored. Kelleher saved Ceballos' pen. Origi and Jones finished it off, and what a lovely moment for Curtis Jones. Liverpudlian, born and bred, scores the winning pen to put his team through at Anfield. I mean, it just does not get better than that, does it? So fair play to Curtis Jones. It'd be nice to see him maybe loaned out next season just to see if he can do a bit of a Harry Wilson, kind of work his way up, maybe start in League One or, the SPL with Rangers potentially, moving up to the Championship, getting some loans, getting some first-team experience and then bringing him back in a couple of years, maybe as a first-teamer. Which leads me on a bit to Harry Wilson. Apparently he's been mooted to be having a swap deal with Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth with ourselves, possibly in Jan. So I think the fact is he's out of contract in the summer. Probably looking at about 15 mil, I would say, with 6 months left on his contract, 10 to 15 mil. I'm assuming they rate Harry Wilson at the same kind of price. Currently on loan at Bournemouth, and a potential swap deal has been mooted. So, I mean, I like Harry Wilson. I think I like the fact that we're looking at Ryan Fraser. I think that's good. He's fine. He's a good squad player. We haven't really got any backup wingers at all, so I would take that all day long. But I don't think we need to give Harry Wilson up either. Maybe Klopp's not impressed enough. I mean, Harry Wilson said he's had a few texts off Klopp in terms of good free kick, etc. Keep it going. So he's obviously interested in tracking him, but just to give him away for someone that's 6 months left on their deal, what you can pick up for free in the summer, is a bit of an odd one. I mean, I would say Wilson's worth at least 20 mil. I think you can get Fraser for free in the summer and also get 20 mil for Wilson or keep him. Lallana and Milner aren't getting any younger. We're going to need some squad players. I think Elliott needs a loan as well. So I think Wilson's done his time and he deserves a look at, if he can have a good pre-season with us. If he doesn't leave, I'd like to see him involved next season, to be honest. But we'll keep an eye on that one. I mean, we've got Shaqiri, who completely disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't think he's ever going to play again for us, to be honest. So I don't know. Obviously, Fraser's, he's a good Premier League player. Is he Liverpool quality? I wouldn't say he's a starter by any means, but is he a good squad player? 100%. He links up with Robertson on the left-hand side for the Scottish link, so I'd take that all day long, really. I won't go too much on about that. I've seen the national break now. Last one till March, thank God for that. I don't know. I like watching England at times, and then sometimes I just think, oh God, it's just not comparable to Premier League football, is it really? I mean, God, it's so boring. Let's play Montenegro and Kosovo, Jesus Christ. So bring on the football back, Premier League, after this little break. We've got Palace away next in the Premier League, which I would say, is a winnable game. I know they started well, but they've started to lose a few now. I think they lost at home to Leicester recently as well. I think they got a draw at Arsenal, but I wouldn't say that's a difficult game. If Leicester can go down and win 2-0, who in fact are playing unbelievably well under Rodgers, I think we can go there and get the win. I think if we don't get a win there, that's a big 2 points at the end of the season. And, it's an 8-point gap at the moment. Realistically, it's a 9-point gap to Man City, who are probably going to be the only challengers long term. So do we want that to go to 7 straight after that massive win against Man City? Not really. We want to be stretching this to double figures. I think Man City play Chelsea. I'm not sure if it's home or away, but even so, Chelsea are a really, really good form. I think they've won 6 in a row in the Premier League, which is unbelievable. I think they lost heavily to Man City last season, so they'll be out for a bit of revenge as well. So it'd be good if we beat them and, maybe it's Man City get a draw and it's then 11 points and we start thinking, hello, a couple of draws here and there is not even really going to matter. So, yeah, that looks like a winnable game. And after that, Brighton is at home at Anfield. Again, if you can't beat the Brightons of this world at home, you're not going to win the league, are you? You cannot get a draw or even lose that game. I can't see us getting anything but a comfortable win. Obviously, you take a 1-0, but realistically, you want to be sweeping these kind of teams aside. So, yeah, obviously I've mentioned the fixture pile up. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through for now. I'm probably going to do videos a little bit more often over the Christmas sort of period. So I haven't got to do a big 20-minute catch-up video every few weeks. So that's pretty much it from me for now. I say I'll probably do another one after the Napoli, Palace and Brighton kind of 3 games, maybe one before, depending on any other off the pitch stuff that might occur. So yeah, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Take it easy.